What task I have given? Hmm? Which task? Task also don't know. Huh? Read replica with MySQL pods. Hmm. What do you observe? Huh? Sorry? By default, master read not sync, right? Clear? By default, master and read not sync. Then what you did? Hmm? Okay. Okay. kubectl get nodes. You know the difference between stateful set and deployment data. Very clear, right? Stateful set when we can use database applications. If the more than one replica to maintain the stickiness names, we are using a stateful set. And stateful set, if pod delete, again pod will create with the same name. Only name only will take care by stateful set, but volume we have to give the provision. When the volume will be deleted, same volume will be attached to, sorry, when the pod will be deleted, while when the pod creates them same. So in that case, correct. In that case, if stateful set contains more replicas, one more time to you. So secrets PV. Okay, directly I'm fest.aml. Otherwise, we, okay, anyway. Headless. Okay, see, let's understand the headless service first. Okay, headless service is a variation of the cluster IP service. Only cluster IP service, but we are put a none. Where the cluster IP field is set to none, it's a headless service. That's it. Okay. Headless service do not use a single service IP to the proxy connection to the pods, right? We are not using any single service. If you use a single service for the connection of pod, what will happen? That service can send traffic to any one of the pod. So we are not using single point of contact like a load balancer, like a cluster IP, like a node pod. Single point of contact means what? If I access the single point of contact, that single point of contact can redirect your request into any one of the pod, right? So we are not allowing this kind of process for the headless service. Headless service one-to-one communication only, not for one-to-many communications. Cluster IP is one-to-many communication or not? Node pod also same, load balancer also same. But headless service we are not allowed to communicate one-to-many. So that's what headless service do not have a single service IP to proxy connection to the pods. So instead of that, allowed to directly connect pods without using any load balancer or any, let me write, yeah, service intermediary. Okay, so in between we are not using any service or we are not using any load balancer kind of process to access a database pod. Clear? In that case, backend pod will communicate to RDS, backend pod will communicate to database pod directly without using any cluster IP headless, without using cluster IP and load balancer. I'll show you now. I'll create a MySQL. By using headless service, I will connect. By using normal service, I'll connect. You can see the difference, okay? Yeah. See, use case service discovery, some service discovery mechanisms such as Kubernetes, okay, redirecting to individual pods. Headless service provides a convenient way to achieve this. Yeah. So The main agent of the headless service, we can use the headless service to communicate directly one to one only. Okay, let me show you now how to connect. Yeah, so let's deploy my any MySQL and all here. Not required story class. If I start story class again, this may EBS and all required, right? I'll take one thing here. Simple here. Go for volumes concept is there, right? Okay, so I'll take a PV now. Copy. Okay, next VA pvc.ml. Just try to understand this concept as we are not using in the real time Debian pod, but interview point of view, may they can ask. So this is my deployment.ml, right? Let's give the stateful set.ml with replica .ml stateful set. Okay, what we can do, kubectl apply -f dot. So meanwhile, give normal service also and give sample pod to test cluster IP and normal service. Sorry, this is headless. So we can take it two pods now. Okay, this is what now? This is headless service, fine. Why ChatGPT is a little bit slow right today? This is which service? If not define anything na, by default cluster IP. Okay, so let's run this. VA cluster IP svc.ml. Paste. So kubectl apply cluster IP service data. So total two services are running. One is headless, one is cluster IP, stateful set, kubectl, get pods. Why this is pending? Kubectl get pvc. Okay. Kubectl describe pvc. Let's see why this is pending. Copy. Failed binding. No storage class is set. Okay. Kubectl get pv. Okay, let's sfs.ml. This is what? MySQL persistent storage name, copy. So vi pvc.ml, different, right? So here the name is different. My deployment YAML insert name is different. So my deployment unable to call a PVC. That's what climb is not happening. So what I can do here, either you can change here or there. So what I'm going to do, kubectl delete -f dot. Okay. Now kubectl apply -f dot set. Okay. Now let's see here. My n MySQL is here. Okay. So here I'm using two services. One is cluster IP, one is headless. Okay. Yeah. So sudo su hyphen here. Yeah. kubectl get svc. So here one is for MySQL service name is no cluster IP. One is for MySQL cluster IP having a cluster IP endpoint. Now you can see, yeah, now you can see which address it is redirecting into. NS lookup MySQL cluster IP is redirecting into where? This is what? Cluster IP, cluster service IP. It is redirecting into cluster service IP. I'm unable to see pod IPs here. That means what? The request will go to cluster service IP. That service IP can send to any pod. We don't know here exactly where the request will go. So now this time you can give here NS lookup MySQL name. MySQL means headless. You can see the difference now. Can't resolve. Where is the headless? Okay, inside the SFS is there, right? VASFS.ml. I think here we have given, right? Yeah. Cluster IP is none. Okay. Stateful set.ml. Okay, this is cool. Let's understand kubectl. Get pods. How many pods are running? Oh, pod is not created. What's the issue? Nodes are not available. Go to auto scaling group. Okay, so let's wait for some time. Okay, let me, okay, automatically create. We'll just wait for some time. Just wait, let's nodes will up, then we can. Okay, let's see now. Kubectl get nodes. Okay, nodes are up. Okay, kubectl get pods. Still pending. Okay, I'll do one thing. Huh? Which volume? Okay, stateful set inside. They may given 10 GB. 1 GB only, right? Sufficient, right? Okay, we can increase. One GB is fine. Okay. Anyway, first we have to delete everything. So it's a deleting PVC. We need to wait for some time. Otherwise, we can control C. We can run kubectl get PV. So we can delete manually also. Kubectl delete PV. It's a eliminating, right? Status, it will take time. PVC will delete. PVC kubectl delete PVC. Delete everything. This is the issue, right? Pending. So maybe same PV already used for the PVC, right? One more PV is not available for this MySQL 0 PV. That's what the issue is. Kubectl get PV. Perfect. kubectl get ports. Okay. So vi sfs.ml. Let's check one more time. 5 GB read write and mysql 3306. Okay. Replicas 2. We can give 2 GB, 2 GB. Insert. kubectl apply -f. kubectl get ports. Scrape pod. Why this is go for pending state? Oh, it's node issue. It's not node issue. Okay. Persistence volume climb, read write once. Okay. This is also fine. Then why issue is coming? Hmm? What another VPC? Two PVCs are there. Where? SFS inside also PVC there. Oh, this is climb template, right? kubectl get PVC. Okay, got it. So what we can do? kubectl delete PVC. This is not required, right? Okay. PVC already there in the YAML file inside, right? So I'm also creating separately, so problem will come. So rm-rf pvc dot yaml. I mean stateful set inside already PVC there. Again I'm also creating. So but PV is only one. So this PV is bound on this PVC. So SFS inside PVC is waiting for that. Okay, got it. So kubectl now get PV already bound on this, right? So we have to release now. Now you can check kubectl get PVC. So status is pending. Okay. kubectl delete -f sfs.ml kubectl apply -f sfs.aml. kubectl get pods. It has to create now. Okay, we can understand one thing here. vi sfs.aml cat sfs.aml copy. Read write ones also there, 2 GB also there, right? One PV for replica. Okay. Oh, this is stateful set. Okay. So two persistence volumes are required as this is stateful set. But yesterday we are using we are using EBS, right? So automatically created a storage class.aml. But this is what now? This is static provisioning. I'm saying otherwise what we can do? We can do stateful set replica is one only. Then it will work. If the stateful set replica 2 means we need to create 2 PVs. Perfect. That's what the issue is. So let's try like that. We can see. Even I haven't tried static volume. We are not using in the real time, only dynamic volumes. Okay. So I need to create 2 volumes now. 2 pv.amls. Copy. Okay. So kubectl apply -pv.aml. Okay, 0 created, 1 created. Kubectl. So in this case, let's go for PVC. Now bound, right? So kubectl get pods. Container is creating. MySQL 1 is running a separate pods. Okay. Okay, let's log in again. I think this will not work now. So I'll exist here. Kubectl get pods now. Let's log in. Okay, 3 pods also running. Let's log in now. So kubectl exec-it test client. This is backend pod. Okay. So sh or bin bash also we can use. Space required. Okay. So you are inside of the pod now. So now you can run ns lookup command. So when I can give ns lookup command, so we have 2 services, right? I have created, one is cluster IP, one is headless. Let's go for cluster IP. If I hit my backend pod, for example, with service, it redirecting into service IP. Redirects into service IP. This service IP redirecting into multiple pods, right or not? First request will enter into the node to service IP to pod IPs. So you can check event service kubectl describe svc. My service is what? This one. Paste. You can see two endpoints. So if you hit service, the request will go to any endpoint. Any endpoint means any pod endpoint. So this is 0, this is 1. All are 3306 port numbers. Right or not? Yeah. Now, okay. Let's give NS lookup only headless service. Headless service cluster IP name is what? Only MySQL. See now? This is not redirecting into service. This is redirecting into directly address. This is what? MySQL 0 master. MySQL 1 is read replica. So your backend pod inside MySQL 0 dot MySQL dot default dot svc dot cluster dot local. This is called DNS name. This is called DNS resolution. So you can call like this. The request will be redirecting into direct MySQL 0 pod only, not MySQL 1 pod. If I use MySQL 1 dot cluster dot local names default namespace dot, the request will go to MySQL 1 only. So see, no service is there, right? NS lookup not directly and configure to service, directly endpoints. So in that case, directly by using headless service. Okay, for example, MySQL 0 MySQL dot default svc cluster dot local. If I'm using inside my backend pod to connect the MySQL 0, in this time, which service I should use? Headless. Copy. So what I'm trying to say now, this is my pod, backend pod. This is my DB, MySQL 0. So I want to connect only MySQL 0. Okay. In this case, backend pod inside, you need to add this endpoint to connect the database. Clear or not? In this case, definitely I need to use service, right? Which service I can use here? Headless service. If you can use only, the request will go directly MySQL 0. If you use headless service, or if you use cluster IP, even you can use this endpoint, the request will go to 0 or 1. Clear the differences, no? Yeah, this is a